meeting is now called to order. I'd like to invite Ms. Juanita to the podium to lead us in our prayer and Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you'd like to join us.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today just to say thank you. Lord, we thank you for another day. We thank you for life and a portion of our strength. Heavenly Father, as we come today, I ask you to lead and guide our board and the mayor in righteousness, Lord. Let it be for the residents of Spring Lake. Let them, Lord, look to you for their help and their guidance. Lord, I ask, and also, Lord, I ask that we pray for the families who are sick today in the hospital, Lord. We pray for God's healing and restoration over their lives. Heavenly Father, we ask all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. I'll now call for any additions or deletions to the agenda. Hearing none, we will move on for a motion. Do we have one?
Yeah, Mayor.
Absolutely.
Like to ask to change the consent items to after closed session.
Okay, that's fine. We'll approve all B through J or all of them, because
If you want to do all of them, to make it.
it'll make it easier to do them all. Okay. Are there any other additions? Alderman Cooper.
Yes, I'd like to add, the, settlement discussion for Wortham versus Town of Spring Lake
To our closed
to
session.
our closed session, under attorney-client privilege and personnel.
What's the case for that?
Wortham versus Town of Spring Lake.
Attorney Porter, do we have a case number for that?
I don't have it handy, but I think that's sufficient.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other additions or deletions? All right, I will now entertain a motion to approve, the agenda. Alderwoman Cooper?
So moved.
Alderwoman Thompson?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. And we will move on, because our consent items will be after closed session. All right, did we have anyone sign up for public comment? Awesome. So we will move on to our first presentation. And that will be Warm and Fuzzies, our Community Appearance and Sustainability Committee Yard of the Month, Alderman Palacios.
Thank you, Mayor. So Yard of the Month is an opportunity for the town to award our citizens and recognize those who are able to maintain and upkeep their property in a way that beautifies the town's overall appearance. So we had 5 winners this month, and you'll see pictures for 4 of them. One of them wanted to remain anonymous. However, I did want to just make mention that unbeknownst to the person that nominated Alderwoman Thompson, she was chosen as Yard of the Month, but because she's a board member, she will not be able to receive an award for that. Anyway, so we have the Lehman family, Pierce family, the Weaver family, and the Farrell family. All right, so let's give a warm round of applause. I did want to ask, just in case there were any winners here at tonight's meeting. No? All right, we'll get these awards to those recipients. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much, Alderman Palacios. I would now like to invite Ms. Erica Plowden to the podium to tell us about Sister Soul Fest.
Sorry, so the camera can see.
That's fine.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Fine.
Wonderful.
You are prepared, come on.
All day. Exactly. So I talk pretty loudly. Do I talk to you guys or go where? Okay, wonderful. I speak pretty loudly, so if it's okay if I stand here, that's all right. All right, so my name is Erica Plowden. I'm the owner of Ajin War Creations, which is a local business within the city of Fayetteville, but I frequent you guys a lot too. But I have the immense pleasure of bringing Sister Soul Fest to North Carolina, hence the name Sister Soul Fest, North Carolina. Did I do it wrong?
Nope.
Alright, so a little bit about what I'm gonna cover with you guys today is a little bit about what Sister Soul Fest is, what is Sister Soul Fest North Carolina, and also some of the logistics about what Sister Soul Fest is gonna be doing right here in your great town of Spring Lake, and how you guys of the town of Spring Lake can help bring Sister Soul Fest a little bit bigger. Okay, alright, so a little bit about Sister Soul Fest. This is our founder, Miss Loretta Windsor. She's actually going to be coming into town on the 14th. She actually started Sister Soul Fest in Des Moines, Iowa, and she had a great vision that was given to her, and she was like, look, I need help bringing this vision to life. I just happen to be good at doing background work, like computer stuff, so she was like, you got the job. But she wanted to bring together women of all different backgrounds to be able to promote their businesses and to form a community and a network of women-owned businesses. Now, do we see a lot of that? Yes, we do. But who says we can't have more? Okay, and being that we're in Fayetteville, Spring Lake, in the area of Fort Liberty, I'll say Fort Bragg, it actually makes it a better opportunity for veteran-owned women businesses and even military wives as well to be able to put their businesses out there as well. So the purpose of Soul Fest, like I said, is basically to create a space for women, especially women of color, to offer, sell, and display their gifts and talents and their businesses. And I've been doing that in general for the last 4 years with my business. So to be added on to Sister Soul Fest, which is a nonprofit organization in Des Moines, Iowa, I am truly blessed to be able to do that. So, Sister Soul Fest in North Carolina. Now last year I was so excited to be able to get a billboard right here. Kind of going out of Spring Lake, but it was going like towards Carthage, Cameron. But didn't get a chance to do that this year, but I was very proud of it, so I had to show you guys. So again, Sister Soul Fest North Carolina was brought to North Carolina last year on September 18th. It was on a Sunday because I was going to follow the pattern of Sister Soul Fest in Des Moines, Iowa, which is to have it on the last Sunday of August. That's when they do theirs, and then I followed 2 weeks later on a Sunday to do it. Now, one of the biggest concerns that I had last year was the fact that it was on a Sunday. Everyone's like, well, people are still in church, and I was like, okay, I hear you. So I went and made it this year on a Saturday. She said she wanted to make Sister Soul Fest a national festival that goes across the United States and go to different states. And I was like, well, what better way than to branch off in the state where the person that runs Des Moines lives? So I was like, let's do it in North Carolina. She said, that's perfect, that's fantastic. So here's a few snippets from Sister Soul Fest last year. Unfortunately, I did not get as many pictures as I would have loved, but we had a great time. It was fun, it was lots of music. My DJ is amazing, and we had a lot of fun last year, and I'm hoping to be able to do that again this year with not only new vendors and new businesses participating, as well as some repeat ones, but also because there'll be a lot more people coming through to say, hey, and shop the local businesses. All right, so logistics. As I said, September 16th is when it will be taking place, which is this Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Spring Lake Rec, which is right across the street from the lovely wonderful folks. And this is free to the public, so there's nobody else to pay or anything. There's no ticketing over here. It is indoor primarily, except for food trucks and food tents, which will be outside in the cul-de-sac. And sorry guys, and it will be advertised. It has been advertised on all of my social media platforms. local event pages such as City View, The Weekender, Field Observer, etc. And also, I'm using a event app called EventMe, which also has all the information there as well. So this is basically the schedule for today. It's not necessarily something you guys need to know per se, but I do want to say that this, like I said, I created this so that way my vendors can actually see what it looks like. But I'm trying to get 4 vendors, food truck vendors, to be outside. I only have 1 at current, working on the other 3. Last year I was able to do Miss Tish's house. This year I was just informed that I will not be able to use that space this year due to other reasons that I have no control over. But Miss Tish's house was basically the kids zone of the area. I made this in honor of my mother, who actually, as of yesterday, has been deceased for 2 years. And I did this because my mom loved children. So I also wanted to name the kids zone area after my mother. This is where everything is going to be at, which is inside of the gym. And last year I also had a different space. I was trying to actually have a space for people to be able to sit and eat, and I named it May's Corner. I left this in there because I'm still working towards that to make that a possibility. May's Corner, like I said, in honor of my grandmother, who was the reason why I am the businesswoman that I am today, but she was also the reason why I'm such a good cook. And so I said, why not name the area where people are gonna sit down, fellowship, and eat after my granny. All right, so how can you, the lovely town of Spring Lake, support Sister Soul Fest, North Carolina? First things first, I have flyers. So if you need the digital versions of the flyers, I can send it to whoever I need to send it to, and you guys can post them to your heart's content. Okay? Also use the hashtags that I have created for Sister Soul Fest, so that way it can help generate people to the pages for Sister Soul Fest. And also, I do have the event pages where you can follow the events. That's on Facebook and on the EventMe app. So if you would like to follow, that would be great. And are there any questions, comments, or concerns?
But thank you. All right, we will now have National Preparedness Month 2023 by Alderwoman Cooper.
Thank you, Mayor. So we have, this month is National Preparedness Month. The Cumberland County Commissioners have also done a resolution. I thought it was gonna be on the agenda. Oh, there it is, okay. So, so for 2023, the proclamation on National Preparedness Month, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but it is on the website, and it was also originally passed by President Joseph R. Biden. But it is on the website, and it's also, so it's in the agenda. And because this is hurricane season, we want to make sure we honor this month and make sure we are prepared for any natural disaster.
So again, we highly encourage you to not only read the proclamation, but Spring Lake knows what it feels like to be affected by natural disasters in the worst types of ways. And we want you to stay protected. I know our team here, our fire chief, our police chief, and our other departments are already working together to make sure that we are staying ahead of all of the natural disasters, that we are preparing ourselves internally if something should happen. I know that their EOC is always on standby and ready to make things happen and make sure that we're covered here in Spring Lake. So thank you guys for being proactive and not just reactionary. And we encourage our citizens to be the same way, be proactive and not reactionary. So, we're now moving on to agenda item 7C, D, excuse me. We have a proclamation in remembrance of 9/11. So today is a very bittersweet day. for our country, for our nations, for the state of New York, and the tragedy, the lives that were lost in that terrible attack. And one thing we want to always do is make sure that we remember those whose lives were lost in this senseless act of violence. But we also want to make sure we remember the first responders, those who were there in ground zero to try to assist. And so in honor of the remembrance of the 22nd anniversary, wow, it's been 22 years. It's funny because I remember the day I got the call. I was a soldier in the military, a new soldier. I'd been in for barely 2 years, and I got a phone call at about 9 in the morning from my mother screaming. I was on leave, and so I was in my barracks room sleeping. And I get a frantic phone call from my mother, and she's screaming, "Turn on the TV, turn on the TV." And I turn it on in just enough time to see the second plane crash into the second towers. And the way my heart sank at that moment, and it's like, is this real? Is this really happening? And it is. I mean, that led to going to Iraq, going to Afghanistan. I mean, it's such a terrible, senseless act of violence that happened right here on American soil. And so we will always remember, we will never forget that day. And so today, I'd like to read this proclamation on behalf of myself and the town of Spring Lake. Whereas an unprovoked and senseless act of terrorism, 4 civilian aircrafts were hijacked on September 11, 2001 and crashed in New York City, Pennsylvania, and the Pentagon, resulting in a momentous loss of innocent U.S. lives, all heritage, and whereas we continue to recover from the loss of innocent lives, the spirit of the United States has been revitalized, giving way to expressions of patriotism. And whereas, inspired by the heroism of our nation's public service personnel, military service members, and countless volunteers, our nation found unity and strength. And whereas, from the tragedy of September 11th, emerged a stronger nation, renewed by the spirit of national pride and a true love of country. And whereas, Americans also have fought back against terror by choosing to overcome evil with good, by loving their neighbors as they would like to be loved, contributing to the relief efforts, and volunteering their time to aid those in need. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Board of Aldermen of the town of Spring Lake, do hereby proclaim September 11, 2023 as the 22nd anniversary of the attacks of 9/11 and also 9/11 National Day of Service and Remembrance in the town of Spring Lake. And we urge citizens to recognize the heroism of firefighters, rescue and law enforcement personnel, military service members, and the many volunteers who responded to the tragic events with courage, selfless compassion, determination, and skill. And to remember the victims and the innocent lives lost as a result of the tragic events on September 11th, 2001. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the town of Spring Lake to be affixed this 11th day of September, 2023. Oh, my heart still just hurts. It almost, you read that stuff and you kind of relive it. And I know my fellow veterans up here can definitely attest to that. It's such a tragic moment. Okay, well, we'll move on to agenda item 7E. One of our newest businesses here in the town of Spring Lake, Dunkin' Donuts. We have the manager here, and she'd like to talk to us for a moment. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to strike that and keep going. Not sure what happened. She may have had an emergency, I had to step out. So we'll carry on with our new business. 8A, to adopt the mission statement and the vision statement that we set in our strategic planning session. So I do want to go ahead and read that again just to reaffirm our pledge, our vision, and our mission for the town of Spring Lake. So our mission statement is who we are. The town of Spring Lake is a collaborative community historically connected to its military roots, joined by a commitment to prosperity, Our diverse citizenry positively supports one another by living lives anchored in transparency, acceptance, and personal responsibility. And our vision statement, this is what we want to become. We want to be a modern community full of hometown feel. Spring Lake is a vibrant place where robust economic opportunity and quality of life flow freely in a safe and aesthetically pleasing natural environment. And so this is our promise, not only, and our reminder, not just for ourselves, but for our citizens, that we want you guys to hold us to a standard. We want our community to be held to its standard. We want to provide vision and foresight for growth in our community, for not just economic development, but for a connection within our community. Our town, we have a small town, and to me, that's one of our biggest vantage points, is the fact that we can know our neighbors, that we can get to know our board members and run into them in Walmart and have conversations, or our police officers and our firefighters know the citizens like they do now. That's one of our biggest strengths that we can play to. We can actually reach each other. And that's something that's so important, and we need to capitalize on that. And that's why we created these missions, the mission and vision statement, because we want to show to you our commitment to this community, something that we can continuously build on forever. So at the pleasure of the board, I would like to entertain a motion to adopt our mission statement and our vision statement. Alderwoman Cooper? So moved. Mayor Pro Tem? Is there any discussion? Alderman Palacios?
Yeah, thank you for bringing this back up, Mayor. I did have a question though about where this will be posted and shared with the town.
Awesome, good question. So I would like to see us do something big. Let's try and post them so that we are constantly reminded of our vision. And I believe when you keep something in your face, it keeps it in the forefront of your mind. So if we could do something, I think it would look really nice in our foyer. Something that not only we are seeing, but our employees are seeing, and those who are coming to our community sees. This is the first stop for new citizens in our town. The first place they come is right here, because they need water, so they have to come here. And if they are seeing that, Spring Lake has a plan. And we have, direction. It's important. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in making sure that you write the vision and you make it plain. And that we want to write this vision, we want to make it plain, and we want to make it transparent and clear for all to see. So I would not be opposed to us getting, a nice placard or something that sets our vision in front of the people, and a constant reminder to not only ourselves but our staff as well. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. I love that resounding unanimous aye. The motion carries unanimously. Awesome. Oh my God, is it even 6:30? That's good, guys. I just came back from a long trip. So I am actually a little excited to get back home. It was an early start to a long day from yesterday, but yeah, it's my turn to talk. Mayor's report. So, and I only have a few things, very, very small. Lunch with the mayor, again, is our monthly meeting where the community and citizens, business owners, anyone can just come and sit and have lunch with me. And tell me how you feel. Get to know me, ask me questions. I'm gonna ask you questions, share your visions and goals that you have for the town. Just come and I wanna make sure that I'm reachable. I want people to know that I know the position can scare people, and coming to present right here is a bit intimidating, so I wanted to meet the people where they are. So we can have lunch together. So our lunch with the mayor this month will be on the 28th of September at Korean Seoul, the new Korean restaurant. I am super excited to go there at 12 p.m. So definitely come out. We also had First Friday, and I believe Alderwoman Cooper can touch a bit more on that, but we had, on the spot, we had a very, very, very successful First Friday on Main. If you guys weren't able to come out, you missed some citizens getting their groove on right in the middle of the street. We had us a good time. We had a very, very good time. Tons of vendors, wonderful food. The band, oh my gosh, was amazing. And the community was really excited about it. Just being able to come together and sit down and, you know, have a drink, eat some food, and listen to some really good music. And we want to continue this forever. Just a time for us to get together right at our city center, right on Main Street. We want to bring our business community in. This was hosted by our chamber. So major shout out to them for organizing this event. And look forward to next month and the month after. So, and I did have a chance to do some training this past week. It was a pretty long and pretty extensive training. I was offered a scholarship. Training or travel, hotel, and food was covered by Local Progress, the organization that invited me to come out and train with them. But it is a very progressive organization that really they don't only teach you about governance, they teach you how to be an elected official. They teach you about the stress levels and maintaining, you know, a positive work-life balance. Because that is something that elected officials absolutely need. This is a very, very high-stress job. And so we have to know how to make sure that we are settled within ourselves as we, you know, make sure we're governing appropriately for our community. It really stuck out to me as I was flying there when they were saying on my way back. When I was flying on my way back, when the stewardess was saying, put your mask on first before you try to help someone else. And so that's what we always have to remember to do. And that's one of the things that a Local Progress really harped on, is that you are the helper for your community. So make sure you're putting your mask on first, taking care of yourself so that you can be the best for your community. Among a million other amazing things that I cannot wait to share with the board. I did bring you guys back a ton of information. And so we're putting it together so that we can present it to you in a manner that's digestible. Because like I said, it was jam-packed, lots and lots of information. So I'll be bringing that to you guys here really, really soon. And that is all I have. So I will pass it off to you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so I just want to again let you guys know in 2 weeks, in a little over 2 weeks, we're gonna be having, the Pink Diamonds and Spring Lake will host the 5K Walk and Community Festival. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. We're going to be having the mammogram machine. We'll be doing free cancer screening, breast cancer screenings. If you are looking for opportunity to be a vendor, we still have vendor opportunities. There'll be food, things, giveaways, and we're going to have Spring Lake Middle School band come and do a beautiful melodic band march. And so please come out and support. We really need your support in this. This is something that's going to be huge. And like I said, it'll also give you an opportunity if you need a mammogram. The mammogram band will be there. And also, I would like to, Spring Lake Middle School, their band is raising money for uniforms. If you are so gracious enough and you feel it in your heart to support, please, we have some information that's online, and I also have a few flyers if you'd like more information. Thank you.
I'm super excited about all these events coming to Spring Lake. Our special events committee is getting worked, so that's a really good thing. Alderman Palacio?
Thank you, Mayor. So I wanted to just give an update. We have our community cleanup for the town, our biannual, I don't know if that's right, I'm sorry, semi-annual cleanup for the town, where the town staff and departments get together and help us coordinate these things. That is this Saturday, September 16th, from 9 to noon. And at 9 o'clock, we all coordinate at the rec center. And there will be e-waste opportunities for you to get rid of electronic waste, tires, and bulk items. And those will be directly across the street from Town Hall, and that's this Saturday, the 16th. We also, on Wednesday, have our appearance committee meeting, and all are welcome to attend that. And we are coordinating with the Military and Veteran Affairs Committee for our Veterans Day ceremony, which is going to be November 10th. And that is being coordinated with them because It's Veterans Day, but we're also dedicating the mural. So the town mural is gonna be on Main Street, the corner of Main Street and Spring Avenue, and that is gonna be started on September 30th. So we're anticipating that's gonna take about a week to do. It may not even take that long. But at the end of this month, at the next meeting, I'm gonna be hopefully asking for any volunteers from the community that wanna help paint that. So the artist is gonna do his rendering, is gonna do his outlining, and there's gonna be an opportunity for the public to get engaged with that if they choose to. So that's it, thank you, Mayor.
Awesome, thank you so much. Alderwoman Thompson?
The only thing I have on 15 September, cop on top of that, will be located at 670 Livingston Highway, that's the Spring Lake Walmart. They're gonna help them, we'll help them reach their goal of $1,000 in support of Special Olympics.
Just so you are aware, we are putting Chief Spellman on top of Walmart. And he cannot come down until we reach the goal. Yes, seriously.
Can we increase the goal?
You're not afraid of heights, so so yeah, that's going to be, get your cameras ready and come out there and see Chief Spellman on top of Walmart.
Are we still having, cops and conversation on the 28th?
No, not this
No,
month.
so we'll go on, we'll meet again.
He said it's enough after he gets off the roof of Walmart.
I gotta come off the roof first.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
No guarantee.
Alderman Blackman.
Thank you, Mayor. Hey, this past Saturday was a busy time. So if you missed it, there was a hiring event over at the Recreation Center from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Did it a little bit early, but it was a great event. A lot of people showed up. There were lots of folks. We even had our Spring Lake Police Department over there that had a station. But great event going on over there. Also, this past Saturday we had our cleanup, and we had 8 volunteers that came out and helped clean up. Let me go back. I'll get on track here. So here is the Veterans Day, or Veterans Event flyer that we came up with. Congratulations, Bernard, you worked real hard on this, but, yes.
Thank you.
We didn't get that choreographed too well, but thank you. So on November 4th, this has come along very well. We've got a lot of contacts that are made. Just went over and talked to Mr. Zephram Saturday, in regards to this, and it is coming along. We've got things lined up for this, so stay tuned for November 4th. This is one of those big events that is gonna bring some notoriety to Spring Lake. All right, Carly, now we can move on. Okay, so here are 8 people. 8 people collected over 3 flat screen TVs, car seats, a foldable chair, lots of trash, lots of debris that was out there. We started out, Charles and I went out to 210, and we started cleaning up out there. Deanna would be happy, but she's not here, so 10, please pass this along. Got out there and we cleaned a lot of the storm drains out there on 210. Chief, here's where we're gonna need your help. These drivers out there don't seem to understand that people invest out there cleaning those storm drains for people so that these roads do not flood, so that they don't hydroplane cause accidents, so our PD and our fire department are out there. Cleaned up over that area, worked over in the Pate area, cleaned up 2 illegal dumps over there. Scarborough, there's another illegal dump over there. That's becoming a regular spot for people to dump out there. If you see these dumps that are going on and you take a picture safely, don't go back and confront the folks. But if you see that, take a picture of that, and we'll make sure that the police department talk to these folks. Because, Mayor, we have surpassed last year's total. Right now, we have collected over 3,400 pounds of trash from the streets of Spring Lake. This over here that you can see, that came out to 400 pounds of trash. So Saturday's total surpassed all of last year's. You know, that's good that we're out there cleaning up, but people are still littering out there. So with that, Alderman Palacios talked about the town cleanup for the town that we've got going on. Our next cleanup is gonna be October 7th. It's 8 a.m. to 11. We're gonna meet at Southwinds as we go there. And our Military Veterans Affairs Committee is meeting September 26th, fourth Tuesday of the month. The public is invited. Right now, we are getting more applications for the Military Veterans Affairs. We have 3 applications in right now that we're going to look over for 2 positions. Is that exciting?
Very exciting.
That's all I got for you, Mayor. Thanks.
I mean, it's only been like 2 weeks since you put out that those positions were empty and they're already about to be filled, so that's
We've got
spectacular.
3 applications, so it is open to the public, so Military Veterans Affairs, if you'd like to come out and see the exciting things that are going on, not only the two events we've got in November, but the planning for next year.
Awesome.
Thanks, Mayor.
Awesome. Thank you. Alderwoman Cooper?
Thank you, Mayor. So as the mayor said, yes, we had a very successful, First Friday event. On Main Street, the band was amazing. Some of our, most active dancers are in here. But we hope, we're doing it again October 6th. I want to thank PD, fire, and any staff who helped with it. The town, because the town of Spring Lake, and also the Chamber of Commerce, the mayor. We had a good time. It was a lot, but we had a good time. Again, we're looking for vendors. We're having it again October 6th, 6 to 9 p.m. And then, we're also, please wear pink. We are, October is breast cancer awareness, so please wear pink. October 28th, we're having our Haunted Lakes 3rd year. So October 28th, Saturday, from 6 to 8 p.m. And we also, Mapleton, Chadwick, Alderwoman Thompson, and myself, we were at Spring Lake Middle School to discuss the Booster Club that we are going to begin to raise funds for the middle school, for things like band uniforms. Sports teams may need something. We're not just doing, sports or band, but if they wanted to incentivize the children and take them on a trip like maybe to Sweet Valley, because Sweet Valley they do the lights, right? Do they do the Halloween? So Sweet Valley it's right here, so it's not gonna cost that much. There's someone in the community who I believe is gonna, donate his bus, every once in a while. So we're excited about that. We asked Mr. Gobble some of the things he needed, and one of the things he said was the staff, the teachers lounge, the refrigerators in the teachers lounge, were not working properly. Well, one of our local businesses is going to donate at least 1 brand new refrigerator, maybe 2. So they will be getting, refrigerators for the staff. And, so we'll be doing some things for the Booster Club. I have the North Carolina League of Municipalities Board of Directors meeting September 14th, so I'll be traveling to Raleigh for that. I think, how many of us are going to the military? And 3 of us are going to the military, NC for,
Military.
NC we'll be going there like 26, 27. Other than that, I don't have anything.
I do want to commend our board, so I don't know how much the community knows about our ability to work with schools. The schools are at a county level, that's outside of the jurisdiction of the Spring Lake Board of Aldermen. However, we have taken the initiative to use our influence to make sure that our schools aren't left out. What Alderwoman Cooper, Mayor Pro Tem Chapman, and Alderwoman Thompson did, that they're doing this because they know our kids deserve more. Our kids deserve better. And we're not going to sit idly by and allow our schools to be overlooked. We are not only, going directly into the schools and saying, what can we do to help? But we're meeting with superintendents. We're meeting with the school board members to say, hey, pay attention to us. Our clerk even went into Manchester on her lunch hour to wash walls, to make sure that the school was prepared for these kids to come back, to make sure, they had a decent looking school. We are fighting on behalf of these kids, even though it's not in our jurisdiction, that's a county function. However, we don't sit over here for anything, and we have these titles for a reason, and we're going to use it. We will fight for our kids, and we will demand that they are taken care of adequately. So I do want to commend, especially Alderwoman Cooper. She was really the catalyst for pushing this forward and making sure that our kids are really being taken care of. She organized a meeting with all of 3 of our schools' principals, several community members, business owners, several of our board members were there. But we wanted the community to know that, you know, we will fight for our children and they deserve better and we're going to demand better. So thank you all for, you know, taking that extra step to make sure that we're looking out for our kids. Nothing from you?
Nothing.
Sir? All right, well, I will now entertain a motion to go into closed session. What is the case?
Worthy versus county board.
Word of law. Got it.
Versus county board.
Sorry, got it. Okay. I entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to NCGS 143-318, 11A3, attorney-client privilege for the Worthing versus Town of Spring Lake case, and pursuant to NCGS 143-318, 11A6, personnel. Alderwoman Thompson.
I second.
So moved. So Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed. Unanimous. Thank you all for coming out. We genuinely appreciate All, in discussion? Alderman.
Oh, actually, we moved this up to the head of the meeting.
So, present that motion. Oh, yeah, okay. Discussion, Alderman Palacios.
No discussion on that, let's move to the.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries unanimously. I'll now entertain a motion for adjournment.
Nope. Mayor, we moved the consent items to the end of the meeting.
You're right, Alderman Palacios.
So I make a motion, we approve, draft minutes of August 28, 2023 work session meeting, and only that.
Absolutely, and the rest will be tabled for another time. Table the rest.
Yes, and we'll table the rest of the closed minutes for another meeting.
Alderman Cooper,
I second that motion.
any discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Alderman Palacios.
Discussion. So, Mayor, I have a statement to read
Are we recording?
regarding the closed session minutes that we have tabled to another meeting. And I understand that we've tabled this and we'll be discussing at another time the release of those minutes, but I have a statement I'd like to read. So because of ongoing conversations with the public over the last 3 years and in an effort to mitigate misinformation being spread in our community, I'm asking for the release of all closed session minutes regarding economic development over the last 5 years to give the opportunity for public inspection. I'm sure this will raise questions among our citizens, but I want to reassure the public that when the purpose of the town board going into closed session is no longer relevant, and when the release of the information would no longer frustrate the purpose of that closed session, the minutes should be released. I'll be asking the board to develop a policy to release closed session minutes appropriately so that our citizens continue to see transparency. Certain information must remain redacted and certain matters will remain confidential. But given the rise of questions I've received about our town's past, I find no fault in allowing the public access to this information. One of the largest dollar amounts the town had wasted came through a public scheme called economic development, in which a certain individual the town had deemed its economic development director had access to unlimited funds in hopes of enticing businesses to come to Spring Lake. All of the money was spent, but none of the promises came through. I keep a personal note in my wallet of all the projects the town was supposed to receive with this money. The 9 projects I have based on closed session minutes are Project Candyland, Project Pinky Promise, Project Iron Man, Project Hot Sugar Pops, Project Pancake, Project Wishbone, Project Wildcat, Project Lemonade, Project Big Cheese. These names may be humorous, but I don't mean to be flippant about this endeavor. Because of poor record keeping, our citizens will never know how much we actually lost on these endeavors over the last 5 years. The intent of requesting the release of these closed session items is not to drudge up the past, but to put certain rumors and speculation that's ongoing to rest. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Palacios. All in favor?
Aye.
Was there a motion? Yes, we're in discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm not entertaining a motion to adjourn. Alderman, or no, Mayor Pro Tem.
I make a motion to adjourn.
There, second. Alderwoman Cooper, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.